Hello and welcome to another Writerly Witterings. I had a request a little while ago from Zoff asking how to write dialogue and could I give any clues about writing dialogue. Dialogue's difficult, a lot of people find it very hard. In fact, I was talking to my mate Bernard Knight, who wrote the excellent series based around Exeter. He said that he found that there were two types of writer. He felt that there were the types who saw the picture in their mind and could write what they saw in their mind, and there's other types who could hear the dialogue and wrote down the dialogue, and they found it very hard to do descriptions of the territory around them. I tend to find that the dialogue and the scenery comes to me pretty naturally. It's almost like I'm watching an entire film and I'm just transcribing what I'm looking at. But then again, I've written 37 odd books, so it's not really surprising that I find it a bit more straightforward than the average person who hasn't written anything yet. So what I would tend to say is, if you're wanting to write dialogue, I'm assuming modern day books rather than trying to write historical. If you're writing modern day books, when you're coming to dialogue, write it as though you were speaking it. Just use your own natural cadences, all of your own language and everything else. When you've completed the book, then you can go back and look at specific characters within the book and you can change their dialogue slightly. The most extreme version I used was when I was writing about the Dean of Exeter Cathedral. I gave him a bit of a verbal stammer. I said, yes, and all of his dialogue was interspersed with that. Actually, the copy editor tried to get all of it out. She didn't like it. She thought it was a bit too slowing. It's a bit like listening to someone who's giving a talk like this who keeps going, it's irritating. However, it was essential for that character because he was a character who was very bright but tried to show himself to be a bit of a buffoon. In fact, it's a little bit like Boris Johnson today if you're a Brit. But still, trying to use dialogue, if you go back and add that sort of verbal tick, then it makes the whole thing work a lot better, because then it's easier for the reader to differentiate between different characters. Also, one thing that again copy editors will take out, but I will use a particular word and repeat it consistently for one character. The copy editors always go through and say, "You're repeating this word." I say, "I know I'm repeating the word, it's because that's the way that character would speak." You must know there's a number of people in families who will always use the same word. I mean, the common one nowadays is like. I was like, well, he was like, she was like, you know, and it was like irritating as hell, but quite useful for dialogue because it does show that it's a modern type of person. My daughter's now raising her eyebrows because she knows that she does it, but never mind, that's the sort of thing that happens in life. You're taking verbal tics like that and just making the characters a bit more easily differentiated for the reader. Other things when you're doing dialogue, don't forget to read everything out loud. If you read it aloud, you can always see very quickly whether something sounds stilted or wrong. A useful trick I find is pick on members of your own family, pick on people who are friends, people you know from business, and have very firmly fixed in your mind one of those characters who is speaking the words. And then if you know, well, that's like Roger Parsons from down the road, then you know how he sounds to you, you know how he would sound, so you write his language and then you read it out aloud and see if it sounds like him. That's one useful trick. But apart from that, really it all comes down to just trying it and seeing how it goes. Writing dialogue isn't easy, but it's a great deal easier if you try to use some of those tricks. So, there's some more people coming now. I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching, share it, subscribe to it, and for goodness sake do please comment. I need more ideas for things I can write about. And thanks a lot for watching. Take care.